Perfect. Now, before we move into the session for today, I believe you have been given an assignment from the previous class, and some of you have submitted it, and some are still yet to submit. I've gone through some that have been, sent. So far, I'm impressed with what you have sent. But for those that have not sent theirs, please try as much as possible to do that so that we'll be able to record your score for you. Remember that you need at least 70% for you to qualify for the certificate. So you want to make sure that you, do this assignment so that you'll be able to get the appropriate or be able to get the minimum requirements for the certificate. So I urge all of you to, submit your assignment if you haven't done that already. Now, today we'll be moving to another new concept. Today is the introduction to technical analysis. I believe by now you all know how to use your trading view, how to also execute trades on Bybit, meaning that you know how to use the trading view interface, the tools you need to make your analysis. You all are familiar with it. And also you know how to, navigate through the Bybit interface as well, because TradingView is where we'll be doing all our analysis on, while Bybit or any other exchanger is what we'll be using for trade execution, right? So I believe by now we know how to use TradingView, the tools on the TradingView as well, the most important ones, and also your Bybit. Today we'll be moving to a new concept known as support and resistance, which is the introduction to technical analysis, and also we'll be kind of briefly introducing market types today, but we'll be digesting more of support and resistance today. Please confirm again if you can hear my voice so that I will dive I'll just dive into the business of the day. If you can hear my voice, please kindly reconfirm so that I can start talking about what we have today. All right then, perfect. And you can see my screen as well. Confirm if you can see my screen as well. If you can see my screen, please confirm if you can see it. All right. Perfect. Perfect. Now, support and resistance. This is what we'll be talking about today. Support and resistance. Now, let me just ask you, if you hear the word support, what first comes to your mind? What comes to your mind first? If you hear the word support, what comes to your mind? If you hear the word support, let's say someone is supporting you, what comes to your mind? Some people will say help. Some people will say, someone just said help now. Another concept, when you hear the word support, you said aid, assistance, backup, wedge, holding tight, help, assist. You all are perfectly correct. You all are perfectly correct. When you hear the word support, it gives room for kind of assistance, right? And then resistance is just the total opposite. Resistance is just the total opposite of support. Resistance is just the total opposite of what? Support. Now, we still have the same concept in the market. We have the same concept in the market of support and resistance. We have support levels and resistance levels in the market, and that is what we'll be talking about today in details. Now, I want you to know that in any type of market, there are two things that are happening, or there are two participants in any type of market, whether it is a crypto market, whether it is a foreign exchange market, whether it is a stock market. In fact, even if it is a physical market you go to or an online store, there are two things that are happening in any type of market. It's either you are going to the market to buy or to sell, meaning that we have buyers and sellers at all time in any type of market. We have buyers and sellers at any point in time in any type of market. Now, since we have the knowledge that we have two participants in the market, the buyers and the sellers, we then know how to approach this, how to approach the definition or how to approach the concept of support and resistance. You need to understand that support levels or support areas in the market are regions that consist of numerous buyers that are willing to keep the price of a particular asset higher, right? Support levels are regions in the market that consist of numerous buyers. They are supporting that price by buying more, by buying it so that it doesn't fall below a particular price, right? They are there to make sure that price is above that level. They are there to make sure that price is what? Above that level. That is what we mean by support level. That is what we understand by support level. Support levels are just basically regions in the market that consist of numerous buyers that are willing to keep the price of a particular asset from going lower than it should be. You understand? So, meaning that we have more support, more buyers at support level. Now, when you hear about resistance, it's just the total opposite of support. Resistance levels are just regions in the market or zones in the market that we have a lot of sellers or numerous sellers that are willing to keep the price of a particular asset from going above. So they try to make the price of that asset lower, right? They try to make the price of that asset lower. You hope that makes sense. They try to make the price of that asset what? Lower. Support level is where more buyers are, whilst resistance level consists of a lot of sellers. A lot of sellers. Now, support and resistance gives us so much information about the two people who are participating, or the two participants, or two market participants, right? Two market participants, either the buyers and the sellers. You know that. Sorry, someone said the video is not showing. Please kindly confirm if you can see the screen. If you can see my screen, please kindly confirm. And again, my name is Mr. Ayuba. For you guys asking, my name is Mr. Ayuba, and my nickname is on the Telegram. You can see it there. If you can see my screen, please kindly confirm. If you can't see it, then you have to exit the call and rejoin again. Exit the call and rejoin again, please, because a lot of you are seeing it from your own end. Perfect. Now, like I was saying, I said this definition now gives us what? The idea of the two participants we have in the market. It gives us the idea of the two participants we have in the what? In the market, the buyers and the sellers. And support levels just basically mean we have a lot of buyers there, while resistance level just means that a lot of sellers are what? Are present in the market. Yes, are present in the market. Now, let me give, take a step further by telling you the criteria you need. There's what we call the criteria for spotting a support or a valid support and resistance. The criteria for valid support and what? And resistance. The criteria for valid support and resistance. It means that what are the things you want to look out for? What are the things you want to see to be able to say that, yes, this is a support level or this is a resistance level? We want to be able to see certain things. We want to be able to see certain things, right? That tells us that, yes, buyers are here or sellers are here. You understand? That is what we want to be able to see. To note down now. The first thing you need to know is that for every support or for a valid support, it must be very, very obvious to spot. It must be very, very obvious. It must be very obvious to spot. Now, what do I mean by it must be very obvious to spot? It means that support and resistance are very, very, there are things that do not hide themselves. Once you see a support level, you'll be able to note that because there's a lot of rejection that happens on those, on those levels. And when we get to like a live chart, you'll be able to see these things even better. You'll be able to see these things like even clearly. But just know that it's usually very, 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 very obvious to spot. Now, the second thing you want to note down is that it must have multiple rejections. It must have what? Must have multiple rejections. It must have multiple rejections. Now, For a support level to be valid, there must be multiple rejections at those zones. Or for a resistance to be valid, there must be what? A valid, there must be multiple rejections from those zones. Because we have more buyers at support levels. These buyers will be insisting on buying the market. They'll be insisting on pumping the market. Hence, why there will be what? Rejection from those zones. The same thing with resistance. Because we have a lot of sellers there, there will be multiple what? Rejection from there. Multiple rejection from there. Sellers coming to the market, rejection coming in from those zones. You understand? So valid support has what? Multiple rejections. While valid resistance has what? Multiple rejections as well. They have multiple rejections as well. The third one you want to note down is that the reaction from those zones must be drastic. The reaction from those zones must be what? It must be very, very drastic. This simply means that price is not supposed to take a whole lot of time at those zones. Price is not supposed to what? Take a whole lot of time at those zones, because these are regions where buyers are multiple. So once price gets to that point, they are willing to what? Start buying. You understand? They are willing to what? Start buying. But once it gets to a resistance level, they are willing to what? Start selling off from those, from those zones. Hence, the reaction will be what? Very, very will be very, very drastic. Will be very, very what? Very, very drastic. So that's the third criteria. And the fourth one is, let me just quickly write it. Must be the extreme lows and highs. It must be the what? Extreme lows and highs. Meaning that if you're picking your support and resistance level, you're going to pick the extreme lows or the extreme highs. Extreme lows for what? Support, while extreme highs for resistance. So that makes sense. Extreme lows for support, while extreme highs for what? For resistance. So that makes sense, please. Now let me give you the fifth one. Yes, this is now the what? The fifth criteria. Must have acted as a previous support or resistance level. When we get to like a live chart, you're going to see these things even clearly. And what I mean by must have acted as a previous support or resistance level. But let me just quickly go through it again and give brief explanation before we move to a live chart where you're going to see these things happening clearly. Now, it must be very, very obvious to spot. Once you see a support level or a resistance level, you're going to note that. You're going to see it. Like, it doesn't hide itself. You will see market forming, at a particular level. Once price gets to a particular level, it's just what? Start moving up. Or once price gets to a particular level, it start what? Dumping. That is at resistance levels. The second one is that it must have multiple rejections, meaning that it will go to that same level, reject from there, go back to that level again, reject from there, go to that same level again, and reject again. So it will have multiple rejections from that zone. But the third one is that rejection from those zones must be drastic. It means that once price gets to those zones, you will see them what? Moving drastically. You will see candles forming like the doji over there. Weak candles that have a lot of wick, meaning that there's a whole lot of rejection from those levels. A whole lot of reactions or rejection from those levels. And the fourth one is that it must be the extreme highs and lows. Now, you want to pick your support levels. You know, you're using a line tool to draw the support level, right? You're using a line tool to draw the support level. So you want to make sure that you're picking the support level that has what? That you're picking the support level that has extreme highs or lows, or you're picking the extreme highs or lows depending on the scenario. Either it is a support level or a resistance level. And the fifth one is that it must have acted as a previous support or resistance level. It must have acted as a previous what? Support or resistance. When I get to lifestyle, you're going to see these things even clearly, and the explanation, you know, it will make much more sense to you when we get to live chat. Now, let me just quickly show you this from this material. From this material, let me just quickly show you this. Let me quickly show you this. All right. So look at this carefully, please. Look at this carefully. Look at this carefully. Look at what happened. This was the first, reaction from this level. It's very, very obvious because, in fact, once you draw your horizontal line, you're going to see it reacting from these levels. 1, 2, 3, 4. You understand? Multiple touches. So you use a horizontal line and just, link up all the extreme lows. Remember, it is one of the criteria we follow. You use a horizontal line, which is a trend line, to mark out all the whole, the lows, making it a support level, because it has fulfilled all the criteria or most of the criteria. There's multiple rejection number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. It's more than 2 rejections, so they are multiple, right? Then the reaction from it is also drastic. You can see that once price gets to that level, it will start pumping. Once price gets to that level, it will start pumping. Once price gets to that level, it will pump. The same thing over here. You understand? The same thing over here. It means that we have a lot of bias, sophisticated region or layers of bias over here. Sophisticated bias over here, which makes it a valid support level. Which makes it a valid support level. A valid support level. So that makes sense. Which makes it a valid support level. It is a valid support level because we have multiple rejections over here. There's a lot of bias in this region. There's a lot of drastic reactions from here. And it's very, very obvious. You don't need a soothsayer to tell you that this is a valid support level, right? You don't need a soothsayer to tell you that this is a support level. Obviously, this tells us that bias are more here. And that is what support and resistance, that's the information support and resistance, tells us about. Now, let me just go and show you another example over here. Now, this is for resistance. You can see multiple touches over here, right? Hope you can still see the screen. Please confirm if you can still see the screen. Perfect. So, touch number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6. A lot of sellers. A whole lot of sellers in this zone. Once price gets there, they dump it. They sell off their asset. I know when you sell off, when you have a lot of people dumping an asset or selling it off, the price is going to tank, is going to go down. So that is what has been happening. Once price gets to that zone, it drops. Price gets to that zone again, it drops. The same thing over here. The same thing over here. And this example as well, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 touches, right? We have about 9 touches over here, meaning that these sellers are really, really strong. These sellers are really, really really, really strong. And price has been dumping so far from this level. So before I give you even much more illustrations and move to the other concept of support turning to resistance and resistance turning to support, I would like to entertain questions at this junction. Please ask questions based off what I've explained for the past, about 30 minutes or so. Please, if you understand, confirm with a U sign, or you can write understand if you understand. If you don't understand, just state your question so that we can answer it before we proceed. So that we can answer it before we what? We proceed. All right then. So let me move, give you more illustration. Then we'll move to the concept of support turning to resistance. Okay, someone is asking a question. How do you know if a support is about to be broken? Now, when I explain support turning to resistance and resistance turning to support, you'll be able to understand that even better. Is there not much previous data on the coin and support or resistance be identified? Is if there's not much previous data. Okay, you mean that how can we identify? That's what I just finished explaining now. You have to have multiple touches, at least 2 to 3. You understand? At least 2 to 3. That's how you'll be able to know that that is a valid support level. Because price will keep bouncing up from. You can see that this one has had up to 9 touches. That up to what? 9 touches. Right? It had up to 9 touches. This one had about 6 or so. About 6 years. Let me see. Please explain what you mean by drastic reaction. Now, this is a very, very valid question. What I mean by drastic reaction from those zones means that you see market, either retracing or like dumping from its resistance level. Take, for instance, this one over here. You can see that once price gets to that zone, once price gets to that resistance zone, what will happen? You see a kind of sharp movement to the downside. You will see candlesticks like the doji forming, candlesticks that have wicks. Those wicks means that they are what? Rejection. They are drastic movement, drastic rejection from those zones. That's what I simply mean by drastic reaction from those zones, right? Hope that's understood. However, which information can we derive from this concept? Now, what you want to take home from the concept of support and resistance is that a support level has a lot of buyers, while a resistance level has a lot of what? A lot of sellers. And for support and resistance traders, they use those zones to sell or buy. That's what you want to take home from the whole idea of support and resistance. There are regions where you either buy or sell. And how can you identify these things? Is by using these criteria I just made mention of. How many touches should be seen to be sure at least? Yes, anything from 3, 2, 3 and above is good. You understand? Now, the more touches you have over there, the more valid it is. You see, like this one has about 9 touches, right? So this one is more valid than the one that has just 2 touches or 3 touches. It means that this support, this resistance level is so strong that it kept rejecting up to 9 times from that zone. Up to 9 times from that zone. That's what it simply means. So the more touches you have, the more valid the zone is. All right. So I think I can proceed with the next concept, or let me just give more examples on this on live charts. Then we'll come back to the idea of support turning and resistance turning into support. Um, so someone should just give me a random pair. Someone cannot give me a random pair that I'm going to use for this illustration. If you have any pair in mind, just state it out. Solana. Okay, someone says Solana. All right. Yeah, so let me use this. Let me use Solana for this. Now, seeing this, it's kind of obvious to me that I have a what? a resistance level over here. I'm using 15 minutes on Solana on 15 minutes time frame. 15 minutes time frame on Solana. Now, it's very, very obvious that we have a lot of what, touches over here. Right? We have a whole lot of touches over here. You can see that price formed a new high over here, 1, another touch over here, 2, another one over here, 3, another one over here, 4, right? We have 4 touches, 4 good touches on this line, meaning that we have multiple buyers or sellers now. Do you think that we have multiple buyers or sellers? Please answer in the discussion group. Do you think we have multiple buyers or sellers in this particular zone? Of course, we have a lot of what? Sellers. We have a whole lot of sellers in this zone because once price gets to that zone, it what? Dumps. It gets to that zone again, it what? It dumps again. Get to that zone again, it dumps. So a lot of sellers are here and they are willing to keep pushing the price of this cryptocurrency downward. Anytime price gets to that zone, they what? They will sell. Anytime price gets to that zone, they what? They will sell. And you see how it has been happening the first, the second, the third, and even the fourth time. About four touches now. You get. So this is the clear what? Support. This is a clear resistance level rather. So we can just type resistance. Resistance level. This is a clear what? Resistance level. A clear resistance level. It means that sellers are here and they will keep selling the market until the buyers take control. Until the what? Buyers take control. So let's look at for an example. Let's look out for another example. I mean, you should give me another pair, please. Give me another pair. XRP. Sorry, guys, just give me 1 minute. Let me quickly check out something on the fundamentals we have. This thing is unchanged here. Stick the motors. All right then. Someone said XRP, so let's look out for XRP. Let's look out for XRP. Now let's see what we have. Let's see what we have over here. We're looking out for a what? A support level or a resistance level. We're looking out for either a support level or a what? Or a resistance level. Sorry for the interruption, guys. So let's look out for a resistance level or a support level now. I can see one clearly already. I see one clearly already. We have touches from here like this. Now, is this not a support or a resistance? You have touch number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5. And look at for the criteria as well. Drastic reaction. You can see these wicks over here. These wicks, these rejections. Meaning that once price gets there, the buyers will take control and they'll pump the market. Once price gets there, they what? Buy or use limit or whatever they're using to buy. And their price will what? Go up. It means that the buyers are really interested in this zone and they'll keep buying until when they are proven otherwise, right? So this is a valid support level because it fulfills most of the criteria. There are 5 or 6 criteria I made mention of earlier. You understand? It's very, very obvious to spot, as you can see. The reaction is very, very drastic. There are multiple touches over there. And this has acted as a previous support level as well. Meaning that after this 1, 2, 3 touches, support and resistance traders might decide to trade the fourth one. They might decide to trade the fourth one. So most of the criteria have been fulfilled, and this is a valid support level. And you know that we have buyers in this particular level. Now let me move a step further to explain the concept of support turning into resistance and resistance turning into support. Support level turning into resistance and resistance turning into support level. Now, like I said, the support level consists of multiple buyers, right? But the buyers will not remain there forever. The buyers are not going to remain there forever. Sellers will definitely kick into the market as well and take control. So when a support level is invalidated, there is a high probability that sellers want to take control, and that support level can be turned into a resistance level. Let me take that again. I said that the buyers will not remain in that particular zone forever, right? There will be chances or there will be scenarios whereby sellers will come into the market and market will dump, meaning that particular price that they have been trying to keep price from getting lower than that, the sellers will definitely come in and push the price lower than that, turning that support level into a resistance level. As you can see in this illustration over here, this is a clear area of resistance that was turned into a support. Once price gets there, it rejects, dump. It gets there, it rejects until that level gets broken. So that resistance level can be turned into a support level. That same line, that same level, that same zone, that same region can be turned into a support level, meaning that the strength is no longer with the buyers. Sorry, for this scenario, the strength is no longer with the sellers, but now the buyers. Meaning that zone will now start respecting, that zone, and price will keep on going going up. Price will keep on going up. So the same thing as well, a resistance level can turn into support, and support level can turn into a resistance. Support is associated with buyers. Resistance is associated with with sellers. Let me give you a quick illustration now. Now look at it please carefully. Let's say we have something like this, right? So we can also say that this is a resistance level, right? We can say that this is resistance level, and then suddenly we have something like this happening. Market moving away from that, right? Market moving away from that, and it starts forming something like this. What do you think has happened? What do you think has happened? This was a support level. This was a support level, that was turned into a into a resistance. Sorry, this was a resistance level rather, because it was rejection from the upside. So it was a resistance level. That turned into a a resistance level that turned into a support. A resistance level that turned into a support. Perfect. Because on a normal day, price is just supposed to get to this zone and dump, right? But what happened? Markets, went above that resistance level. That price that they don't want it to break, price had to go above it and kept, respecting that zone again. You understand? So the same thing that can happen for a support level turning into a resistance where we have more buyers. Sellers can decide to what? Come into play. Sellers can decide to come into play. So let me just give you a quick illustration for that as well. That support level can be broken like this. Perfect. So it's the same thing. This is just like the opposite of the first scenario. This is now a support level turned support turned resistance. Support turned what? Resistance. Support turned resistance. Right? Support turned resistance. This is a resistance level that turned into a support. This is a support level that turned into a what? A resistance. This is perfect example or illustration of how buyers can hand over power to the sellers, and sellers hand over power to the buyers. It's two participants at any given time in the market. And support and resistance helps us to know who is in control or who has more orders at a particular level. You get, and when you follow those criteria I mentioned earlier, or I wrote earlier, you'll be able to come up with these support levels and these resistance levels yourself. So please confirm if you understand what I've been saying for the past 40 minutes or so. And if you have any questions so far, also let me know so that I can answer them before I give you a quick task. All right. If you have any question, please ask. Okay, someone asked, please, when do one know that a breakout is about to happen? Now, these are limitations to support and resistance, right? You cannot even know when a breakout is about to happen. You can only work with the information you have, right? You can only work with the information you have. When a breakout happens, and it can happen at any point in time, it can happen after the 5th touch. It can happen after the 9th one, you get. But when that happens, what do you want to do? You get. It means it just simply tells you that, look, the market might want to start what? Might want to start, pumping or dumping. Pumping or dumping. Sorry. All right then. Yeah. So let me answer the next question. Is there a reason why resistance level is changed to a support level as shown in the illustration? Yes. The only reason is, market is transitioning from buying to what? To selling, or selling to what? To buying. You know that, like I said earlier, and I'll still repeat it again, we have two participants in the market, the buyers and the sellers. And you only see price of a particular asset going up if you have more buyers. And you only see the price of a asset going down if you have more what? Sellers. So when you have more buyers, those support levels will be what? Respected. If you have more sellers, that resistance level will be respected. So when a resistance level is being invalidated, it means that you have more buyers now than sellers. So you should be what? Buying instead of selling as a trader. And if you have more, a support level being invalidated, turning to resistance, it simply means that you have more sellers. And instead of buying now, you should be looking out for how to what? To sell the market. That's what the significance of you know support and resistance, knowing whether to buy or sell. It just gives you an idea or information of where these buyers are and how you can also spot them in the market. Um, yes. So let me just give you a quick 10-minute task before we proceed. Just go to any pair of your choice. I believe you know how to use your trading view already. You know how to use your line tool because that's the tool you'll be using for this time. You're going to identify one support level and one resistance level. And you can also identify a support level that turns into a resistance and a resistance level that turns into support level, right? But I think before you even do that, let me just show you an example of support turning into resistance and resistance turning into support because I did not do that. So let me just quickly do that before you do the tax as well. So someone should just give me a random pair that can look out for these support levels turning to resistance and resistance turning to support. What is the best time frame to identify support and resistance? Now, just be using 15 minutes time frame, 30 minutes time frame, 1 hour time frame for now. You get 15 minutes time frame, 1 hour time frame, and 30 minutes time frame for now. You get probably when the support level has more dots than resistance. 1 hour picture. Okay, Ethereum. So let me use Ethereum now. So this is Ethereum. Let me look out for a support level that turned into a what? Resistance. Perfect. I've seen one already. I've seen one already. Now, please look at this example over here. Look at this level. And this one just has like 3 touches. The first one, second one over here, the third one over here, right? So on a normal day, this is supposed to, come here and start buying because the support level. But what happened? Price broke it and it turned into a what? Resistance. After breaking it to the downside, what happened? Once price gets there, it's what? Sell again. Gets there, sell again. Gets there, sell again until this happened, right? So this was a support level that turned into a resistance level. It was a support level that turned into a what? A resistance level. Let's look out for more example. Let's look out for more example. Let me use Atom USDT now. All right. Let's look out for a support level that turned into a resistance. Support level that turned into resistance. Let's look out for a support level. But this one, obviously, okay. This is a what? A support level, obviously, over here. And there's a kind of a what? Resistance here. Resistance level over here. But I want to get a much more clearer one. Okay, I'm seeing one already. I'm seeing one. Now look at this, please. Just carefully look at this. Look at now. Buy. Clear support level, right? It got broken. What happened? Once price gets to that zone, it will dump. So this is an example of support turning into resistance. Let me just write it. Support turning into resistance. This is a support level that turned into what? Into resistance. Support level that turned into resistance. You get. But this support level has been on from here. Has been on from here. Yeah. So now you can go ahead with the task, just 10 minutes, so that by 3 o'clock you will make more progress. Now, like I said, just go to 15 minutes time frame, 30 minutes time frame, or 1 hour time frame of any pair of your choice. Make sure that when you're searching the pair, you're going to add what? Perpetual contracts to it. Let's say you are searching Solana USDT. Make sure that you're putting P or .P so that you're going to use the perpetual contracts when you're doing the analysis. You get. So that's what you should be using. So your 10 minutes starts now. I'll be coming back exactly 3 o'clock. And once you're done, I'll be in the discussion group. Please just send them there so that I can observe what you've done. I can observe what you've done and make corrections if there's any. All right, so if you haven't submitted yours, please try and do that so that in 5 minutes time we'll be able to make more progress. Identify support levels, resistance levels, and support turning into resistance. Also resistance turning into support. All right then, guys, I've seen most of your work. And what we'll be doing is that I'll just be picking random people to just share their screen and show us what they have. And then I'll be making corrections, like live corrections on their own chat. So other people can also learn. That's what we'll be doing right away. And if you haven't submitted yours, please try and do that. Try and do that, please. Now I'll stop sharing my screen. I'll be picking people at random. If you're ready, just raise up your hand so that I can give you access to share your screen and show us what you have from your own end. Okay. Abba, you can start sharing your screen. Just be snappy. Show us where the support level is, the resistance level. If there's a place where support turns into resistance, you show us as well. So unmute your mic and share your screen as fast as you can. Let's try and make it very, very snappy. If you're not ready, Usman Pantami, I've omitted your mic. Please go ahead. Go ahead, please start sharing your screen and let's see what you have. Go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry, I'm trying to see how to share the screen. Okay.
Okay.
So I don't know if is it visible?
Yeah, I can see it now. I can see it.
Yeah. So there's the support, there's the resistance, and currently like market is retesting the resistance to see if it will turn to support, but it's not yet done. So over here, if we move to on the
Okay.
hourly, yeah, Or let me make it 4 hours. Sorry. So we can see the support here, support zone. It broke it and then retest to turn it into resistance.
Can you like open the chart a bit? The candlesticks should be a bit bigger so that we're able to see what you have clearly. Yeah.
Let me see. Okay. Is it better now?
Yeah, better, but you can still make it bigger. You can still make it bigger. All right.
Yeah. So
yeah, this is better.
Yeah. So support zone broken and then flipped into resistance.
Yeah. So this is a nice work. This is a nice work. You can see that the support level has about 3 touches, right?
Yeah.
That's about 3 touches, and then it was broken. Came back and tested that zone, meaning that the support has turned into a resistance. Thank you very much. You can stop sharing your screen.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So the next person will be Chinex. If you're ready, please start sharing your screen right away. If you're ready, I've unmuted your mic from this end. Please start sharing your screen. Let's be snappy so that a lot of you can be able to, show us what you have on the board.
Trying to see. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Not yet.
Can you see it now?
Okay, I can see it. Go ahead.
All right. Over here, this is support that turned to resistance.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you make the candlesticks a bit bigger so that everyone will be able to see it?
All right. Can you see it?
Yeah, it's okay now. Just continue. Continue to explain.
Yeah.
Then
Then for support, resistance. This should be a resistance, right?
All right. So we have how many touches there?
Yeah. Then for my support level. Support level. Come on, let me head back to 4 hours.
Okay.
All right. This should be a support. Let me draw the line.
I've seen your support level. I've seen resistance as well. Do you want your support turning to resistance now, or what? Was it resistance for yourself?
I wanted to show you support. I showed you support turning to support turning to resistance before.
Okay. Okay, you want to show me the support here?
Yes.
All right.
This is support level.
Like 2 touches. 2 touches. Usually, I advise you go for the ones that have like 3, 4 touches or more than that. But this still okay. It's still okay and fine. So, thank you very much. You can stop sharing your screen. Let's move on to the next person.
Okay.
So, Josephine, you're the next. I've omitted your mic from this, and please kindly start sharing your screen. Josephine, the floor is yours. Please start sharing your screen immediately. Teams, you can get ready. You'll be the next. Josephine, you can stop.
Okay, hello, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah,
so the problem is I actually took a screenshot of it, so let me just open it real quick.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah. So this is it. Can you guys see my screen? Okay, so this is the support level here. And right here, it turns into a resistance level right here.
You haven't opened the file yet.
Oh, sorry. Hold on. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I want to. Okay. It's a picture. Sorry. Entire
And you have
screen.
not very, very loud.
Yeah. Sorry.
If you're not like
Sorry.
ready, maybe we can just come
I'm
back
trying
to
to
you
pull up
maybe
picture.
later.
Sorry. Call another person. Call the next person. Please call the next person. Sorry.
Yeah, I can see it now.
Yeah. Okay. No, the thing is, I already took a screenshot of it. You understand? So, like, I'm trying to put it out to this on the screen sharing. I think I can share my screenshot. So, please call the next person. I will respond
All
after
right
that
then,
person.
no problem.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. Sorry about that.
Savage Exchange, the floor is yours. Please start sharing your screen. Let's see what you have for support and resistance. Savage Exchange, the floor is yours. Please start sharing your screen. Usman Fantami, you can also do that as well. Yeah, go ahead.
Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, so Usman Fantami just pulled the Savage Exchange, share his.
Okay, sir. Can I share my screen now?
Yeah, you can
Can you
start
see? Can
sharing.
you can you guys see my screen?
Well, not like
Can you guys see my screen? Uh, hello,
can't
sir.
see it. Can't see.
I can't hear you. Can you see my screen, sir? Okay.
I can't see your screen. Start sharing again, sharing and.
All right, sir.
Okay, I can see.
You can see it now.
Yes.
All right, sir. So I'm using a Dodge Dodge pair. This is Dodge
Okay.
in 1 hour time frame. So as you can see here, there is a resistance in this chart. When looking at it, there was a support from here.
I see your
indicator?
picture. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay, yeah, there was a support from here. Then the market flipped. Then it turned to resistance. As you can see right here, it touched here like 1, 2, and 3. Then before market start going downwards. So it's a strong confirmation that yes, this is a support and a resistance chart. Hope I'm alright, sir.
Yeah,
Hope I'm
that's okay.
correct.
That's okay. But next time,
Okay.
you want to pick your support level,
Yes,
just
sir.
like the extreme lows. When you're picking
Yes,
this one, you pick the first one different, and then the rest, lows. You don't touch that line. So next time, don't focus
okay.
on where you have that multiple touches because that's one of the criteria you
Okay,
use.
okay.
Yes. So
Alright,
next time,
okay, yeah.
in fact, you can make the corrections and send it to the group so that I can check it out.
Okay, so thank you.
Yeah. You're
Thank you
welcome. So
so
you
much.
can stop sharing your screen, please.
Yeah.
Usman Pantami, you can go ahead now.
Okay, sir.
Yes. Who wants to come up next? You raise up his hand so that.
Can you see my screen?
Not yet. Not yet. Okay, I can see it now.
Okay, here I am using Trump USDT.
Now, to start with, before you proceed,
Okay.
you don't use trading view for analysis. You don't use Bybit for trading analysis. You use trading view. So
Okay, let me go to the trading
view.
view. Just a
Yes.
minute. Mm. Yes. Um, can you see it?
Yeah, I can see your screen. Go ahead. Go ahead. Show us the support level and resistance level now.
Okay. Yes, here, as you can see, let me draw the line. And here, as you can see, the touches here, and here is the spot level. And
I said you're going to use the line tool to draw the support level. And you need a bigger screen when you're doing this analysis. So you should not be using a phone. Get a tab or a laptop so that you'll be able to see these things clearly. You'll be able to see these things clearly. And use a line tool. Use a line tool to mark out the support level or the resistance level. You
okay.
get? So that's what I'm using, please.
Okay. The problem is that I don't know how to do the I don't know how to use the trading view in my iPad. So that's the problem. And last time, Mr. Sida, I think he's teaching us is he's using laptop, and in laptop and in iPad, I think
Yeah,
is
basically the same thing. Maybe you can just check a video on how to use the interface on iPad, but most of the things you showed you is the same thing that you're going to see on your iPad. So maybe you can just study that so that you get conversant with how you can use the tab or the pad.
okay.
Trading. Yeah. So you just do that, and then send your work as well
Okay.
to the
Thank you, sir.
discussion group.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah. Thank you very much. You can leave. You can stop sharing your screen rather.
Okay.
Now, Chidebere Abraham, Chidebere Abraham, I've omitted your mic. Please, you can start sharing your screen. Chidebere Abraham, the floor is yours.
Can you see me now?
I can't see your screen.
Can you see my screen now?
No. Please start sharing your screen. I can't see it.
Let me join back again.
So let me pick another person. MDOXM for the next. So just allow you to start sharing your screen. Go ahead. Please start sharing your screen. Go ahead, please. Be snappy. Be snappy, please. Olayinka and Monistar, you guys will get ready. You'll be the next. You'll be the next. I'll just take, few more people, then we proceed. Okay, if you're not ready, let me choose another person. Monistar, I've unmuted your mic, please. You can start sharing your screen right away.
All right, thank you. Please. Oh, how
Go
do I
ahead, go ahead.
share? Trying to share. Okay, share screen. One moment. Yeah. Yeah, can you see my screen?
I can see your stream. Go ahead.
All right. So this is resistance. I'm using Tron USDT. So this a resistance, and this is support line. Is the current support. I'm using 45 minutes timing. So, and yeah, I think that's what I can have currently.
Okay. I'm not
This,
saying multiple touches, like show me
yeah,
clearly where the support level is now and why is there a support level. I want to see why you're saying that's a support level. Just show me where you have that multiple touches.
okay, let me zoom out. So,
Yeah, perfect.
yes, one touch, yes, another, yes, there are few
It's
touches
not a
here.
watch. It is not a watch.
Can you see it?
I can see it, which makes it a support level, right?
Yes.
So, show me for
And
resistance.
okay, for the resistance. So, yes, a touch, another one, another, and that makes it, I think that's the last. This almost touch before the rejection. So that
All right,
makes
you
it,
have the idea, but just a few corrections or just few corrections. When you're drawing your support level, use a
okay,
line tool and connect only the places it touches, like only that places where you have multiple touches. You don't want to be drawing like lines to the extreme left and to the extreme right for support
okay.
level. This level.
What tool am I supposed to use? Is it not the horizontal line?
So you're supposed to use the line tool, the first one, the trend line. Not that,
Yeah.
not the first, yes, the trend line. That's what you're supposed to use, not the
Okay.
horizontal way. You understand? That is why you have
Okay.
extreme lines to the left and to the right. And that
Okay.
makes your work kind of messed up.
Okay. Okay. I
Yeah.
see.
So you can do the correction, take the screenshot and send it to the group. Thank you very
Okay.
much. You
Okay.
can stop sharing your screen.
All right.
So Olayinka, you are next. Olayinka, I've unmuted your mic. Please go ahead. Olayinka, you can proceed. Olayinka seems not to be, ready. So Chidebere, I've unmuted your mic. Please, you can start sharing your screen. I'll take two more people and then I'll make progress from there. Service exchange. I thought you were up here, but I've allowed you to start sharing your screen. Go ahead. Go ahead quickly, please. Nobody wants to speak. Neon, you can start sharing your screen. I've allowed you to speak. Proceed, Neon. You're allowed to share your screen now. Neon, if you're ready, please start sharing your screen.
Sorry, I'm presently
Right.
trying to do so.
All right.
Okay, so please, I have an issue. My system just went off, but then I sent an image to the group chat. I just want to clarify if it's correct, so that probably when the power is restored, I could just know if I'm on the right track.
All right. Since it's on the group chat, okay,
Okay.
just open it there.
Yes, this is it.
Yeah, can you? Is it possible to make it kind of bigger so I'll be able to see all the touches and why it is a resistance level or support level?
Okay. So I'm wondering if this is right.
You have like how many touches? Two touches, right?
There are
Usually, I
actually
advise
three.
you to go for the ones that have multiple what touches.
Multiple touches.
Three,
There are actually
yes,
three. It's
three,
because I
4,
can't
and above.
move to the other side.
Okay. You're supposed to have taken
Yes.
the photo from the
Yes.
one that has at least three. You get?
Yes, by my left side on the screen, there were three. I
Yes.
picked from the three.
I'm only saying
But
now.
because
That's
I
what.
took the picture like this, hello, I don't know if you get me. Because I took the
I get
picture
you.
like
I,
this, it's
I
only
get
appearing
you. I
as
get
two.
you. Okay. So take a
Okay,
better picture, send it to the group, and tag me so that I can check it out for you.
okay, thank you. I'll do that once
Yeah.
I
Thank
get
you.
light.
You can stop sharing your screen now.
Thank you.
Yeah. So let me take one more person, then I'm going to continue with the class now. So Flames, you will not be the lucky person. I've allowed you to speak. Please just share your screen immediately. I've allowed you to speak. Please proceed. Flames, please proceed. Proceed.
I took a screenshot though, so I want to head to the screenshot. I used my other phone to take the screenshot.
Go ahead, start sharing your screen so that I'll see all you have.
The iPhone I'm using is very small in size, so I'm using my other phone. So I'm trying to see if I could
Go ahead and share your
switch.
screen.
Okay, here is the screenshot I took. Can you guys see it?
I can't see it.
Network is having network issues. Okay, here's the screenshot I took about support and resistance.
I'm not seeing anything.
I'm having serious network issues over here.
Okay, go ahead. I'm kind of seeing it, but it's very, very blurred.
Yeah, having
Very,
network
very blurred.
issues. Yes, so this is the support from JTO USDT perpetual 15 minutes time frame. Can you see it, sir?
I can see it, but it's very, very blurred. I can't really see what you have on the screen. It's very, very blurred.
Let me try zooming in. Can you see it now?
You know what we do now? Just take a screenshot and send it to the group. You get
Okay,
take a
sir.
screenshot and send it to the group. So I'll be able
Okay,
to
sir.
see it. I can't, see it clearly. It's very, very blurry. So you'll be the last
Okay.
person. We're going to make progress. We're going to make
Okay.
progress right away.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Or let me just pick one more person. King Sam, you're the lucky person. Just share your screen immediately. Start sharing your screen immediately, please. Fast as possible. Share your screen and show us what you have. King Sam, your mic is muted or unmuted already. Please, you can start sharing your screen. Okay, seems King Sam is not, really available. He's having network issues. So let's proceed, please. All right, so let me go back to the chart I was using. Now, I'm going to talk about a brief concept now. I'm going to talk about like the limitations of support and resistance. And then I'll just do a quick introduction to market types before we call it a day. We have learned about support and resistance already. I don't want to talk about the limitations and why we don't, we do not use it to trade based as a smart money concept traders. Why we don't use it to trade. That's what I'm going to be talking about right now. Now, you can see that all the support levels and the resistance level we have identified, all the support levels and the resistance level we have identified is only showing us where we have buyers and sellers, right? You can see the reaction when price gets to that zone, either it is going up or down based off resistance or support levels, right? Now, you can see that it doesn't have like a clear direction. It is just like a zone. It's just a region of space that once price gets to that zone, it will start going up, or once price gets to that zone, it will start going down, right? So now the limitation is that it doesn't give us enough information to work with. It doesn't give us the clear direction to follow. You get that is the limitation of support and resistance. It doesn't give us enough information we need to trade with because it doesn't give us clear direction. And as smart money concept traders, which is the strategy we are teaching you to use, it is based on market structure. Based on what? Market structure. So that is the limitation of support and resistance and why we do not use it as the major or the basics or the foundation of our trading. We only want to know the information and the knowledge about it and what it signifies in the market, right? We just want to know that about the support and resistance levels in the market. So market types is just what I'll just briefly talk about before we call it a day. And then we'll talk about market structure proper in the next class. Now that we know that we have only buyers and sellers at any given time in the market, we have only buyers and sellers at any given time in the market. We want to know what type of market we are trading. We want to know the types of market we can be able to identify in the market. Usually just give me a minute. All right, let's proceed. Now you need to know that we have three things that's happening in any type of market, or we have three types of markets. We have three market types, whichever way you want to put it. You get. Hope you can hear me. Please confirm if you can hear me so that I'll just show you this quickly. Can you hear my voice? And you can see my screen as well. Perfect. So we have three types of markets. Three types of markets. Now, the first one is what? The uptrend. The second one is what? Is a downtrend. Or let me start by writing market types. Market types. The first one is what? Uptrend. The second one is what? downtrend. The third one is what? Ranging / what? Consolidating market. These are the three types of markets we have. Three things are happening in any type of market. It's either the market is gaining value, it is losing value, or it is neither gaining nor losing value. It is just there. Uptrend, downtrend, and what? Ranging or consolidating market. Now, your support and resistance falls under ranging and or consolidating markets. And as smart money concept traders, we do not have interest in the what? In the ranging or the consolidating market. We have no interest in the ranging or consolidating market because it has no direction. We only focus on the what? The uptrend and the downtrend. And this is just like how an uptrend looks like, just a clear, an illustration of how uptrend looks like. You will see market moving, giving us something like this. Giving us something like this. The entire direction is to the what? Upside. And the idea is that you want to be what? Looking out for buys in the uptrend. You want to be buying in an uptrend. From the name uptrend, is going up, and you want to see how you can buy so that your asset will gain value over time and you make money from the market, right? It's going to the upside. This is just example. This is just like a clear example of how an uptrend or an illustration of how an uptrend looks like. The entire direction is to the what? To the upside, as shown in this diagram. As shown in this diagram, like this. That makes sense. Now we have the second one, which is the what? The downtrend, right? We have the second one, which is the downtrend. And the downtrend is just the opposite of uptrend, because this one consists of sellers now that are making the market, they are making the price of that asset to lose value. So the clear direction is to the what? Is to the downside, right? It's to the downside. It's losing value and it is going down. It's going down. So that makes sense. It's losing value and it is what? Going down. So this is an uptrend, just like an illustration of how an uptrend looks like, and also the illustration of how a downtrend looks like. Now, in the next class, we'll be able to talk about the characteristics of an uptrend and also what? The characteristics of a downtrend. What makes this an uptrend and what makes this a what? A downtrend as well. We want to know the characteristics of uptrend and downtrend. That's why we'll have to talk about the lows, the highs, and all these stuff. But this is just like a pictorial representation of how uptrend looks like and how a downtrend looks like as well. Then we have the third type of market, which is the ranging or consolidating market, right? We said a ranging market or a consolidating market is a type of market that has no direction. It is neither going up nor going down. It is just within a particular zone, a particular, price. So in this type of market, we cannot be trading it because it has no direction. This falls under your support and resistance. You want to be trading a trend. You can see that this illustration shows you that the market is clearly going down, right? It's clearly going down. And this one shows that the market is clearly moving to the upside. It is gaining value and it is moving to the upside. While this one is, it has no direction at all. It is just stuck between a high and a low. Stuck between a what? A high and a low. You understand? It is just stuck between a high and a low. It has no direction at all. It has no direction at all. So these are the three types of market we have, and you should pay attention to only these two types, the uptrend and the downtrend. The uptrend and the what? The downtrend. You have no business with the ranging or consolidating market. So I believe you all understand the market types, and I would like to entertain questions right now. I would like to entertain questions right now. Some traders do scalping on consolidating market. Now, based on the strategy we want to teach you is based on market structure. You understand? It's possible you can make money from trading a market that is moving sideways, but you want to be focused only on a market that has what? A clear trend or a clear direction. You get? There are people that say trade support and resistance. There are a lot of people that trade support and resistance, but it is what is working, for us that we want to show you guys how you can analyze the market the same way we do. What has been keeping us profitable, you understand? So that's what we want to be showing you guys, not just random or not just random information out there. Which one is gaining value? Uptrend is gaining value, while downtrend is what is losing value. You get? Uptrend is gaining value, while downtrend is losing value. And when we get to market structure properly, you'll be able to see why we say an uptrend is gaining value. In fact, from this illustration I've given you, something that is going up is not gaining value, and something that is going down is losing what? Is losing value, obviously, right? So you can see the difference. Are this upward and downtrend same as bullish and bearish? Yes, uptrend is same thing as bullish market, while downtrend is same thing as what? Bearish market. It's the same thing. Uptrend is bullish market, downtrend is what? Bearish market. Yes, downtrend is losing value or depreciation, anyhow you want to put it. But the idea is to know whether you want to buy or sell in this type of market. If you're buying in an uptrend and you're selling in a downtrend, what then do you want to be doing in a ranging market? Who can answer that question? If you're buying an uptrend and you're selling in a downtrend, what then do you want to be doing in a ranging or consolidating market, knowing that you can only do two things in this market? Yes, as a futures trader, you can definitely make money from market going up or market going down, buying or selling. You can be able to do that. Ranging or consolidating market is also how to. Yes, it's falls under support and resistance. So that's another way of identifying your support and resistance level. Someone said you should leave the market, which is perfectly okay. Anytime you see a ranging market, you abstain from trading that market. You abstain from what? Trading that market, because it has no direction. It has no direction. Supply and demand are all the same support and resistance. Supply and demand is not support and resistance. Supply and demand has to do with a lot of market structure. And when we get to other blocks next week, you're going to see what we mean by demand zone and supply zones as well. Yeah, leave the trade when it's ranging or it's without a trend. Yes. So on the SMT strategy, do we combine it with the week-off accumulation phase or just solely on trends? Don't confuse anybody here. Just focus on what I'm telling you guys. You're mentioning terminologies that others might get confused with. You get? We'll get to that. Just calm down. What about scalping a ranging market? Believe me, you can scalp a market that has a clear structure. You can scalp a market that has what? A clear structure. Using lower time frames, you can still do that. Yeah, a swing trade is a trade you hold for a longer period of time. So do you have any other questions from the entire concept of support and resistance down to introduction to market types? Do you have any question? Because tomorrow you go deeper into market structure. So I want to be very sure you understand support and resistance and the types of market you have as well. Yes, I think I've answered that before. Uptrend is gaining value while downtrend is losing value. Yes, it is correct to say that demand is buy zone or bullish, while supply is sell and bearish as well. You're correct. Ask more questions. Now let me just do a quick recap of the entire session. Maybe you might see where you want to gain more clarity again before we call it a day. Now, from the beginning, we talked about support and resistance, right? We talked about support and resistance, where I said that support levels or support zones are just regions in the market or levels in the market that consist of, a lot of buyers or numerous buyers that are willing to keep the price of a particular asset from going lower. They want to keep the price higher. So they are just stopped at a particular zone and they will keep what? Buying. They keep buying until their strength is exhausted. So once price gets to that zone, market is just going to react from that place and go up, right? It's going to react from that place and go up. While for resistance, it's just a level in the market or a zone in the market that consists of sellers now, not buyers. It's the opposite, right? It's opposite. So you have sellers now, not buyers. So once price gets to that zone or those zones, it's going to start what? Selling. It's going to start rejecting or dumping. It just consists of numerous sellers in the market. So like support level is just the opposite of resistance level. Resistance is the opposite of support, right? And I also said that the buyers will not remain in the market forever. So as it that the sellers will not remain in the market forever. There will be a point in time whereby the sellers were going to lose control, and that resistance level is going to be turned into a what? A support level, meaning that the sellers can no longer keep that price from going lower. The buyers are much more interested and they are going to invalidate the sellers or invalidate that resistance level and make it a what? A support level, right? A support level. That simply means that the support level is going to be turned into a resistance, and a resistance level can also be turned into a what? A support level. And we saw that as well on the live chat. We saw it on Solana, we saw it on Ethereum and other cryptocurrency pairs. We also brought some people up here to show us what they have as well. Then I talked about market types, just a quick introduction to market types, where I made mention of the three types of markets we have, meaning that the three things that are happening at any given time. Either of these three things that are happening in any type of market. Either market is gaining value, which is the uptrend or the bullish market, or it is losing its value, which is the bearish or the downtrend, right? And also the ranging or consolidating market, where I said that the ranging or consolidating market is a market that has no direction. It is neither going up nor going down. As such, we do not trade a consolidating market because it has no direction at all, right? So I'm still going to entertain more questions right now. I think some have dropped some questions. Let me just quickly go through them. Said, what happens when the support or the resistance level is broken? It means that the sellers are no longer in control if there's a resistance level that has been broken. And as such, the buyers are now gaining more momentum in the market. That's what it simply means. The same thing for support level turning into resistance. It means that buyers have lost control and sellers are now in what? Control. When it's strong momentum candlestick swallow the previous candlestick or a hammer candlestick from the opposite of the market trend, don't look on the for it, even though it will bite your do it on the this one you're giving them actually. This one doesn't look like a question. But I believe you understand the concept of support and resistance. High time frame shows the trend. So if for instance a weekly time frame shows bullish, the small time frame may show bearish or same bullish, but no, the overall trend is bullish first. You have set on higher time. Now when we get to multi-time frame analysis, you'll be able to see how you can use multiple time frames to come up with a trade idea. You get. We're going to see how you can analyze the market from the monthly time frame down to the daily time frame to the 4-hour time frame. That's monthly to the weekly to the daily to the 4 hours to the 1 hour to the 30 minutes to the 15 minutes to the lower time frame, basically. You get. For the support and the distance, can we sometimes ignore the week. Now, for drawing your support and resistance, usually it's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be perfect. You'll be seeing those weeks up and down. You get. So just draw a horizontal line that connects all these levels. How do you know when the market wants to change from ranging to downtrend? You're going to say it's better by tomorrow, where Uptrend can change to a downtrend can change to a what? A ranging market can turn into a what? Uptrend, and uptrend can still turn into a downtrend. That will be discussed by tomorrow. So, yeah. So if the buyers are too much in the market, then the sellers will be left out of the market, right? Now, it doesn't mean that they will be left out from the market. It's just that their strength will reduce. Some of these sellers are going to join the buyers to push the price up. So you have less sellers now than the buyers. You get. Where do you put a strong? Where do you put a stop loss on a support level? Or usually it's not going to be the above the last week or high or low, but we don't trade support and resistance. It's preferable that you trade what market that has a clear structure, market structure. Emphasis on that. I'm going to say that tomorrow. I'm going to say that tomorrow. So more questions. So you said we shouldn't buy when market is on uptrend, but if the market is tending towards the market trend, does that mean the price are crashing? If the prices are crashing, you know, always buy at the time so that when the market is going towards the uptrend. You're talking about counter trend trading. Only follow the trend. Don't worry, by tomorrow you see all these things. Only follow the trend when you want to take your trade. Only follow the what? The trend when you want to take your trades. Which is more important? Wicks or the body of the candles? Are they both important? They are all important. The wicks and the candles are all important. The wick shows that price went to a particular place, but it did not close there. That's what the wick tells you, right? You get. I enjoyed this lecture, to be honest. Okay, one question on fundamentals based on market structure, though. I give an economic decision that impresses the market structure. We'll come to fundamentals. And you see how economic data, affects the market. We'll see how economic data affects the market. A lot of economic data that influences the market, but we'll come to that. No, the wicks are also important. Once you draw that horizontal line, the wicks might be touching it. In fact, those wicks shows the rejection. It means that price went down and then buyers now push that candlestick to go up. You get, that's the drastic reaction I was talking about, I think, in one of the criteria you need. Hope that makes sense. Now let me go to the next one. Can the market have both uptrend and downtrend characteristics at the same? Okay, this is a nice question. It says that can the market have both uptrend and downtrend characteristics at the same time on both time frames? On different time frames, sorry. If you're analyzing the market on, let's say, the daily time frame, it might just be a clear uptrend. So the characteristics on that time frame is uptrend. But if you go to maybe to a lower time frame and you're not looking at for just one leg of price, you might see just the characteristics of a downtrend. You get. So it's possible to see both characteristics on the market on the same pair, but on different time frames. It's possible to have that. I think I've answered this. That the question is the wicks important when drawing support and resistance on just support. I just answered that now. I said that the wick shows that there is a rejection. There's rejection from those zones. So if you're drawing that support level and the level is or the line is touching those wicks, it means that there is a drastic reaction. Those wicks, something like this now, this wick shows that there's a drastic action. Price came down, but the bias insisted that it should go up. So it pumped and it went up. That's what it simply means. But I thought we can only know the trend of the market on a larger time frame. Don't worry, when we get to multi-time frame analysis, you'll be able to do that. You'll be able to analyze the market from multiple time frames. The idea is for you to be able to come up with a trade idea you get using multiple time frames. but we'll get to that. Just calm down. Yes, the higher time frame is where you see the overall trend, but we are not into that yet. We are still talking about support and resistance. Yeah, the lecture is recorded. I'll send you, the recorded version, right after the class. Right after the class. How do we identify the wicks? Based on the candlesticks, you will see it now. This is a wick. Based on yesterday's lecture, I believe yesterday it was candlestick patterns. You'll be able to see, maybe you watch the video from last or yesterday's class. You'll be able to see what I'm talking about, how you can identify these wicks. Someone said, when is the best time frame? When is the best time frame to know market structure? Now, this is a very good question, but like I said, higher time frame gives you what? A clearer direction. But when we get to multi-time, I don't want to be, going faster than I should. So when we talk about multi-time frame analysis, you're going to see how higher time frame gives us a clearer direction of the market. You get any other question? Any other question? Ask questions. If there's any. Yeah, you're welcome. Please confirm if you all understand this session. Yeah, wicks are the same thing as shadow. Confirm if you all understand this session. All right, then, perfect. How do you know a fake breakout? A fake breakout is usually like with a wick. Let me just quickly show you that. Those wicks you see, that's why I was saying that support levels have a lot of limitations. You get, let's say you wanted to this is like your support level here, for instance, and then you just wanted to buy here. This wick would just be like a fake out. It just be like a fake out, thinking that market is going to start going down, but it went up. This was like a fake out to just induce people to start selling. You understand? So this is just like an example of a fake out, because this is where we have the support level here. Here's another limitation of support and resistance. In no circumstance should we trade against any trend, right? Yes, you should always use the current and the immediate trend to take your trade. You get. So do we need those dojis for trading? You didn't answer. Now the dojis is for you to be able to know what is happening. Once you see a candlestick, you know that this is what, like if you see this doji now, or this hammer rather, or let me just use this doji self because you're asking about doji. Doji shows like indecision. It is an indecision candle. You get. Buyers and sellers have no control as at that point. That is why price will go up, it will fail to close there, it will still go down, fail to close there, and what? It will just come back and close at the middle, forming something like a cross. Another thing is something like this is also a doji. You get. It has no it doesn't tell us whether the buyers and the sellers are stronger here. It's just like equal momentum between buyers and sellers. You understand? Yeah. So any other question? Any other question? Any other question? If you have any other question, please ask. Please ask. Doji cannot be traded. I don't think that anybody mentioned that you should be trading doji. Doji is just a candlestick. You understand? Doji is just a candlestick. I don't want to know like what is happening at that particular time. But you cannot be, how can you even be trading a candlestick? You can't be doing that. You get. It only shows you that yes, buyers here and sellers here are equal. That is why it's giving you that type of candlestick. But dojis cannot be traded. You cannot be trading a doji. It doesn't even make sense. You get. Any other question, please? All right then, guys. In the absence of any other question, I think we can call it a day at this junction. See you guys tomorrow. I would like you guys to, just go over the video again. And for assignment, just get 5 support levels, 5 resistance levels as well, and send it to the group. I'm going to check it out maybe later or tomorrow. So see you guys in the next session. Do have a lovely day ahead. Thank you.